Well, hey, it's Pastor Seth with you again, and I just want to encourage you today. My prayer is that this would maybe spur you on to something else, that you would pick up your Bible, because in the scriptures we meet Jesus. Like I talked about yesterday, he's the good shepherd who laid his life down for the sheep, the people who are harassed and helpless all around us in our world. He came so that they could have life and have it abundantly. He wants a relationship with them, and friends, he wants us to tell him. And he's revealed himself to us in his word. And I'm working my way and memorizing through something that is called the New City Catechism. Looks like this. This is the full version. There's also a kid's version I don't have with me, but it's like this. And there's a catechism is just a question and answer kind of format to teach the faith to people who are new. And I've given this to some people who are older in their faith, mature in their faith, and it has blessed them. It's blessing me. I'm working my ways. It is simple questions, like the question that I want to talk about today, what is God? It's just question number 2, what is God? And the answer is this, that God is the creator and sustainer of everyone and everything. And I've talked about that before. We're going to come to that more later. But then it says this, it starts listing off some characteristics of God or attributes of God. And attributes of God, what God is like, man, when we let those things affect us and get into our hearts and our souls, they change us. And it says this, he is eternal. God is eternal. And you got to know that is different than any other God that people have thought up to the time of the writing of the Bible. This idea that there is an eternal God who pre-exists everything is something that the pagans didn't really know about. And in Genesis 1:1, we get a hint of this. It says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. See, this presupposes his eternality. It teaches us that he has no beginning and thus no end. That he has always been, that he is outside of time. He's not subject to time like we are. He's the first mover. When you go back and ask what caused this and what caused this and what caused this, there's always they call an infinite number that you can go back, but you go back far enough and you come to a question, and what was the first cause? And he is the first cause, an infinite regress. I was looking for that word. He is eternal. He doesn't have a beginning or an end. He's the original force. He predates time. He stands outside of it. And the amazing thing, one of the amazing things is that he saw fit, the eternal God, who in the beginning created the heavens and the earth. He stepped into time. You know, time, that inescapable thing, the thing that none of us can get away from, no matter how much we exercise or eat right, it's catching up with all of us. The eternal God, who was not subject to time and its decay, stepped into time. Why? Because he loved. And he wanted to redeem and save and renew and restore and recreate the good creation that he had first made. And so it's just good to meditate. He's the eternal God. And yet he stepped into time so that he could save humanity. How wonderful is he? And deserving of our worship.